I'm here with St. Mary's men's hockey coach Bill Moore. And Coach Moore, it's hard to believe it's October 20th and the season has started.
Well, I'd say it's the other way. I'm just excited that we finally got here. We've been talking about it now since the middle of August when we got here to school, and it's hard when you can't get out with the students and with the players and have to try to just meet in offices and things like that. So I'm very, very excited to get it started.
You just completed your annual red-white game, and obviously things went very well there. Talk a little bit about the game, and what's the most important thing about that game?
I think the biggest thing is that we put it into a tryout concept, getting guys to play in a real game situation, getting them to play with pressure, getting them to play where something means something. And then the other obvious one is that we use NCAA referees so that they get their taste of the new points of emphasis, as well as some of the kids have never played NCAA rules before. They've either played high school rules or junior rules.
You know, now that the season starts, today's your first official day with your varsity team. Talk a little bit about what your expectations are this year.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we want to be the hardest working team in the MIAC every single night. When we get out on the ice, no matter what happens, we don't want anyone to say the other team played harder than we did. And I think there were times where we had lapses in our effort last year, and it cost us dearly. I think that's the biggest thing that we're looking for, and I think that we'll see a huge improvement in our record, in the way we play the game, when we put forth that effort.
You know, looking at your roster, you've got a lot of returning teams. I guess you could call this a very veteran team. Talk a little bit about the important people, or the people that are really going to be the ones leading this team.
Sure. Well, I guess to begin with, you got to start then with your captains. Jeff Miller is a gigantic part of our team. He's a great leader for us. Unfortunately, he was injured in the red-white game and is going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken bone in his wrist. But he's still a great leader for our team, and our players respect him very highly. Another captain that we have that'll see a lot of minutes is Nick Carlson. Nick is a great puck handler, helps us to get up and out of the zone, great skater, so it's hard to beat him one-on-one. Again, another great leader on our team, both on the ice and off the ice. And then our third captain is Tom Healey. Tom is a sophomore center, and he'll be a major part of our offense, as well as playing deep in the zone to try to cut the shots on goal down each game.
You know, obviously you're playing in the MIAC, a very tough conference to play in. Talk a little bit about the conference, where you see yourselves fitting in, and what your expectations are.
Well, our goal is to get up to that point where we're fighting to be in the playoffs. I think that in this overall scheme of rebuilding, we would like to make sure that we are every year battling for one of those 5 positions. I see ourselves being much better than last year, especially in the work ethic side of things, and continuing to strive to be one of those top 3 teams. But I would sure hope that we'd be pushing for that 4 or 5 spot and really work towards making those playoffs every year.
You know, last year really it's technically your second year, but really your first year as the head coach here. What did you learn from last year, and what do you bring this year that'll be different?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I learned is that the game has changed dramatically from when I was here 20 years ago. Dealing with kids coming straight out of high school is totally different than dealing with the 21-year-old freshmen and sophomores. Kids aren't graduating until they're 24, 25 years old, and it's just a different game. So I learned a lot as far as the way to run practices, the way to do things. I think another gigantic thing for us is the bringing in of Coach Egan. Ryan Egan will be my new assistant coach. He came from San Antonio as a Tier 3 Junior A coach, and having someone with junior experience so that he can relate to some of the guys that did play juniors will be a tremendous benefit to our coaching staff. So we're very excited to try some new things with this group, maybe raise the level of expectation. I think we already have raised the level of respect and things that we're expecting from the players. So we'll see where we go from there.
Awesome. Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Have a great day.